Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Treasure, and today I'm going to be talking about my natural bath with castor oil and pineapple. Well, this information I'm giving now, or the story I'm about to tell you, is based on my experience. I am not a doctor, neither am I a gynecologist. So it's based on my experience. It's what I used that worked for me. So yeah, I will first of all just make a preamble of my first bet, and then I'll go straight to my second bet and my third bet, which I used castor oil and pineapple to induce my labor. So with my first child, I had my first child through an operation, and after this operation, a lot of friends and they were like praying for me, as an Africa woman now. So you know how our people they believe that when you have operation, this as in it's not the will of God, because you're supposed to have it through normal birth. But when you have your baby or through an operation, so they pray seriously that, oh, I will pray that your next child or pregnancy or your delivery is not going to be operation again. So for me, I wasn't really concerned about whether it's an operation or it's normal birth. I just want an healthy baby and a safe delivery, So because it's not everybody that went through an operation and come out successfully. So for me, a good health from the mother and from the child is what interests me. So but when I had my fourth son through an operation, the pain was really a lot. It takes maybe like 2-3 months to recover a little bit from the pain. So I think 2 years later I got pregnant of my second child. So all through the pregnancy, some friends were praying, please try to make sure that you have this baby through normal birth. Please try. And then I begin to think about it and say, okay, why not? Maybe let me try. So as I get closer to my delivering weeks, my due for my second child, my due date was supposed to be on the 23rd of January. So before then I was reading, checking always on YouTube, checking how I can induce my labor naturally, what I can do. So I saw a lot of videos, and I saw this very one with castor oil and pineapple. So I said, yeah, my spirit went with that. I agreed to use that. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and give it a try. So yeah, so I quickly go, and a week before my due date, I already go to buy a lot of pineapple. In fact, if you see my house, it looks like I'm selling pineapple, because I buy different type. In case if it's not sweet, this one will be sweet. So my due date is 23 January. So on the 13th, I think on the 12th January, I start to read how I can take the oil, because I don't know what the reaction is going to be, and I was a little bit scared about it. So I decided to just take like 1 spoon. So on the 12th, after my whole day activities, bringing my first child from the school in the evening, after taking care of the home, he's sleeping, I just take 1 spoon at 12 on the 12th of January, because I know if it's night, because one of the signs that I read on the how the side effect was you might have diarrhea. So I took it before I go to bed, so that even if I have a diarrhea, I can use the toilet quietly at night while the baby is sleeping. So I took 1 spoon on the 12th, and early hour of the morning I was stooling, like a diarrhea, but I was not scared because it's not so much. So, and on the 13th again, the same thing. I repeat the same thing on before I go to bed. I took 1 spoon again. So, and I also have diarrhea over the night. Then on the third day, which is on the 12th, 13th, on the 14th, I took 1 spoon again before going to bed. So and I still just the same process. So on the 4th, I decided, which is on the 14th, I decided not to. On the 12th, 13th, 14th, I took it 3 days. Then on the 15th, I decided not to take it anymore, but to eat pineapple. So I went for my activities. I came back, and then I came back around that after 6 in the evening. I just brought my son from the school. So my fiancé was at home, and I brought a pineapple, and I was telling, because he was not aware that I was taking that oil, because I know he doesn't really believe such things. I know he will not believe. He will just say, please don't kill my child though. So that day I have to tell him. I said, I have took castor oil, and this is the last process is for me to eat pineapple. So he was laughing. He said, which pineapple? You see, Suma, you have started again. No, please. So I said, please let me peel the pineapple so that we can eat it together. So he peeled it, and I sat on the bed, and he peeled it. He brought it to the bed, and we were watching TV together, and then we were eating it. It was really, really sweet. So he was rushing it. So I said, please, I bought this pineapple for a purpose. I'm using it to induce my labor. Please don't finish it. So he said, okay. Oh. So he left like half of the pineapple for me. So I was eating. It's like remaining 1 or 2. I start to feel like something is dropping. I was thinking, I'm not feeling like I want to pee, So I was thinking, could it be is water? Could it be my water is about to break? I was just thinking, I was not sure. So I told him, I said, hey, my dear, it's possible my water is about to break. Oh. He said, this woman, you have started. Please don't wet my bed. Oh. We are laughing, jokingly. Because if I knew it was really going to work, I would have prepared. My house was dirty. My son is just coming back from the school. I have not even get him ready to sleep. I have not given him dinner. So as I just came, I just say, let me eat that pineapple. Maybe the pineapple will work over the night. Maybe it's the next morning that I will start to go into labor. But to my greatest surprise, I said, let me just stand up, go to the toilet to check what is happening. So immediately I'm standing up from the bed, my water broke. my fiancé was very nervous. He was really shaky. He was like, what? This is labor. He was really scared. He was really confused. So I was telling him, calm down, at least I'm not feeling any pain yet. Let us quickly do what we can do. So I was like quickly cleaning my house, quickly washing dishes, quickly preparing food for my son. He said, please stop it. Your water have broken. You are still here doing this. I was putting some clothes in the washing machine. So so he said, no. When your water break, we have to go straight to the hospital. I said, but I'm not feeling pain yet. Allow me a little bit to walk around, do some walk quick. When I have pain, then we can call the person. So he's after like the 10 or 15, 20 minutes, he said, no, I don't feel comfortable with this. So he called the person, and then we head straight to the hospital. So when we get to the hospital, and they check the baby, the heart rate of the baby and everything. And I was like in labor. There was contraction, like 10 minutes interval. Sometimes it reduced to 7 minutes to 5 minutes to 2 minutes, 8 hours later I had my baby. So that was that for my second child, so for my third child, he's about 6 months old. He's complete 6 months on July 26th. So it's like 6 months and some days now. So with my third child, with my third son, I I was happy that at least I've discovered something. I've discovered this castor oil and pineapple, so I was really confident that if it worked for my first child, it's going to work for my my third pregnancy or my second pregnancy. So when I was approaching my due date, I also go ahead and buy the castor oil. I got my things ready, and I think I started trying the castor oil on the my baby came on the 26th. On the 23rd evening, I started to take the castor, just the same procedure I did with the first one, so I took the castor oil on the 23rd. It was supposed to come on the 28th of January, so I started to try on the 23rd. On 23rd, I took 1 spoon of castor oil. On the 24th at night, I took 1 spoon. On the 23, I start 23, 24, 25 I took. Then on the 25, I took on the 25 morning, very early in the morning, I took another spoon. In fact, there was no sign at all. So I was just drinking it. I almost halved the bottle because I just want the baby to come, because they told me if he doesn't come by 28, they will go ahead and make an operation for me. So I never wanted to make an operation again. So I said, let me drink more. So I drink more oil, more of the castor oil on the 25 morning. So in the afternoon, I started to eat my pineapple, and because I really have taken too much now. I was having diarrhea, going to the toilet, but I only try to at least eat well. Even I'm having diarrhea, I eat well, and then I drink a lot of water. So and then in the afternoon, I was eating a lot of pineapple. Then at about 12:30 in the afternoon, I start to have some little contraction. So and then I waited till around, I think at about 7-8 o'clock in the evening. I went to the hospital so that they can check. So yeah, I was in the hospital. They checked and said no, it's dilating really slowly, that I should go back home. And I went back home. When I came back home, the pain was really severe. It was so much pain, because for me, when I'm on labor, my God, I screamed, I shout, really, I shout really a lot. The house is shaking. I don't know how to bear pain. Like they are saying, breathe in, breathe out. My dear, it doesn't work for me. If I am in labor, you are telling me to breathe in and breathe out. You are just wasting your energy. Don't just say that, because I don't hear. So when I exercise myself, when I shout, when I pray, I call God and call Jesus, I sing when I can, I feel more relief than just breathing in and breathing out. I don't like that. I don't want to hear that. So I was screaming at home, and I have 2 other children at home that are sleeping. So I didn't want to disturb the children, and because I don't want them to be scared. What is happening to my mama? What is happening to her? Why is she in pain? So I really don't want them to see me in such pain. So and I don't want to disturb neighbors also. So I decided when the pain was really severe around that, between 9, 10, 10, 11, pain was too much. So me and my fiancé again, we head straight to the hospital. So when we get to the hospital, they told us that he's not ready. He's not dilating yet. As in, he's dilating, but he's still a long way. You know, I should go back home. I told them no. Is it possible to stay? I would have preferred to stay. They say yes, if it's a choice. If I want to stay, I can stay. But if I don't want to stay, I can go back home when I have more pain or it dilates more, I can come back. So, but I said no. I insist that I was going to stay. So I stayed. My dear, they come and check me for this minute and say, you see that I was really screaming, I was shouting. They were like, no, 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 don't push. But I'm not the one pushing. The thing, what is inside me is what is pushing. So they checked, they said, he's still foul, but why is she having so much pain? Why is she shouting like this? You know, so, but the next minute they come and check, the baby head was already out. So we were like, oh, what happened? How? What's happened? How did you do it? The baby was out. So the baby head was really out. So I only need to push a little bit and the baby came out. So yes, this castor oil and pineapple was really miracle working thing, you know. But first of all, I give God the glory. He's God. And I believe the babies were also ready to come out, because the baby also have to be ready, you know. Like my first son, he was the whole time sleeping. The whole time sleeping. You know, he came at 39 weeks 5 days. Then the second one came at he came at 39 weeks 4 days. The first one came at 39 weeks 5 days. The second one came at 39 weeks 4 days. Then the other one, the last child, came at 39 weeks 2 days. You know, so that my first child was the whole time sleep. He was not ready to come out. So they have to catch him and bring him out. You know, so but with these other two, they were ready, they were prepared. So please, before you give a try to this castor oil and pineapple, make sure you are due, okay? Because I was due. I was 39 weeks. I was 39 weeks 5 days. So make sure you are due before giving it a try. And be careful. Talk to your doctor, talk to your gynecologist. So this, we're all about my natural birth. Somebody last time was asking me, is it possible you can, after an operation, you can have a normal birth immediately? Because after my first child operation, after 2 years later, I had my second child. 2 years later, I had my third child. So they are two years older than each other. So it's very possible you can have a natural birth after an operation. So all right, these are all about my natural birth. Thank you for your time, and see you in my next video. God bless you. Bye for now.